The town of Sleepy Hollow lay in an eternal fog, where the autumn wind whispered secrets through the skeletal trees. It was a place where superstition clung to every cobblestone, where ghostly legends walked hand in hand with reality. None was more feared than the Headless Horseman, a spectral rider doomed to gallop the hollow roads, seeking a head to replace the one he had lost long ago in battle. Among the townsfolk, Ichabod Crane, a lanky schoolteacher from Connecticut, stood out with his love for eerie tales and an insatiable curiosity for the supernatural. Despite his sharp intellect, stature, and looks often made him the subject of ridicule, but Ichabod held on to his belief that knowledge was power, convinced he could unravel the mysteries of Sleepy Hollow. One chilly October evening, Ichabod found himself at a local gathering, listening to Brayman Van Brunter, burly farmer known for his strength and bravado, spin tales of the horseman. It was said that on moonless nights, the ghostly rider could be seen, his silhouette stark against the stars, carrying a flaming pumpkin in place of his severed head. Curiosity piqued, Ichabod decided to uncover the truth behind the legend. Armed with only a lantern and his wits, he ventured into the woods, guided by the whispers of the wind. Every rustle of leaves, every snap of twig seemed to echo with unseen spirits. His heart pounded in rhythm with the galloping hooves he thought he heard from afar. Just as the moon dipped below the horizon, Ichabod's lantern flickered and died. Darkness enveloped him, and out of the shadows, a chilling neigh resonated, freezing the very air. The ground trembled as the Headless Horseman emerged, his sword gleaming under the dim starlight. In a frantic race, Ichabod sprinted through the forest, his eyes wide with terror and determination. The spectral figure closed the distance with ease, swinging the fiery pumpkin menacingly over the teacher's head. As dawn broke, an eerie silence fell over the woods, broken only by the calls of the morning birds. When the townspeople searched for Ichabod, all they found was his abandoned lantern and a discarded, shattered pumpkin. The schoolmaster was never seen again, leaving Sleepy Hollow with more questions than answers, and an undying fear of the Headless Horseman, whose ride through the mists of lore and legend continued unchallenged. As Elias settled into his room, he took out his notebook filled with local legends. Sleepy Hollow seemed unremarkable at first, shrouded in mist and whispering winds that danced through the autumn trees. Elias felt a chill in the air, but he attributed it to the season rather than spectral presences. Over the next few days, he immersed himself in village lore, speaking to locals who were divided between disbelief and adamant claims of ghostly encounters. Martha, the innkeeper, turned out to be an invaluable source of stories, warning Elias about wandering the woods where the Headless Horseman was most often seen. She told tales of a restless spirit seeking its lost head. Elias listened politely, but his scholarly mind remained skeptical. One evening, when the fog was thick and the moon full, Elias decided to take a walk to the old cemetery, rumored to be a haunt of the spectral rider. As he trudged along the dimly lit path, the atmosphere grew heavy with an eerie silence. He felt a presence, the type that prickled the skin and quickened the heartbeat. Just as he was about to dismiss the sensation as nerves, a faint but distinct sound echoed behind him, the rhythm of galloping hooves. Elias froze, turning slowly to face whatever lay in the shadows. To his disbelief, a dark figure emerged from the mist, cloaked and mounted on a black steed. But it was not the ghastly apparition he expected. Rather, it was a horse rider from a local theatre group, practicing for an upcoming play. Elias laughed at his moment of panic, almost disappointed that the legend hadn't come to life. Yet, something lingered in the air, an illusion perhaps, or an inkling of the unknown. Elias knew the supernatural wouldn't yield easily to the rational, but as he returned to the inn, he vowed to keep searching for Sleepy Hollow secrets. Martha warned Elias about the horseman who rides when the moon is high, but Elias dismissed it as superstition. She mentioned that every year someone vanishes near the old bridge, their horse returns without them, and their heads are never found. Elias spent days researching the town's archives and found a war record from 1776 about a Hessian soldier decapitated by a cannonball. Legend said his spirit seeks his severed head. Eternally eager to disprove the legend, Elias walked through the woods toward Sleepy Hollow Bridge. The path twisted through an ancient grove, and warnings tugged at his mind, but he pressed on. A dense fog rolled in, and the distant hoot of an owl sent a chill down Elias's spine. Suddenly, the wind died, and silence fell over the forest, thick with unseen eyes. As Elias neared the bridge, a thundering of hooves broke the silence. Emerging from the fog was a headless rider atop a midnight steed. The horseman, with an unearthly chill. Elias stood rooted, his skepticism crumbling as the spectral figure drew closer, a sword shimmering in the moonlight. In terror, Elias turned and fled back towards the village. The sound of hooves faded into the mist, leaving Elias gasping and bewildered at the boundaries of Sleepy Hollow. He never spoke of the encounter, accepting that some tales hold truth. Then came the sound, a deep, resonant hoofbeat. Elias froze, his breath hitching. The ground trembled with the rhythmic pounding of galloping hooves. A shadow loomed through the mist, a monstrous silhouette upon a black steed. The rider's form was draped in a tattered, military coat, but his head was missing. In his gloved hand, he clutched a wickedly sharp axe that glistened in the moonlight. The Headless Horseman. Elias staggered back, but the spectral rider surged forward, his steed's eyes burning like embers. A terrible, soundless wail echoed in the historian's mind, an unearthly scream of eternal rage.